Ready for a little palate cleanser?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I will need to start with, I am in love with the update they had to Animal Crossing.
Yes.
In fact, I currently have my Switch 2 sitting on the table while Kelly is visiting my island and giving me stuff.
Yeah, she's dropping off packages.
Switch 2 and Animal Crossing, love it. Absolutely love it. It is the best. I am totally addicted again. I'm 100% back into Animal Crossing. I think about it every day. I have to get up. I have to water my plants. I have to pick my tomatoes. I have to pick my... it's ingrained in my brain again. And it's kind of a disease.
Sorry, I'm in post-crash out.
I know
my brain is like fogged out now.
But I love Animal Crossing's update. It's awesome. So I want to talk about two movies. I kind of had a... Lately, movies and TV have been so bad, and we talked about this last week, that I wanted to kind of touch base with some greatness.
Yes.
So the other night... Out of just pure happenstance, I was going through Disney Plus, and I came across Prey.
Oh my god, I'm so close
for the first time in a while.
I've been looking at Blu-ray copies because I want to get rid of Hulu, and I'm just like,
Well, for the first time in a while, I watched Prey again.
Yeah.
God, I love it.
It's such a good movie.
It's such a good movie. And it's a tight, hour and 47 minutes.
It's not long.
No, it doesn't overstay its welcome. So good.
And it moves along at a good clip.
Yes.
It never feels like we're stuck in some part of the story.
I forgot about that to the point where there was a point where I'm like, oh, they're going to transition to another part. No. It just transitioned to the finale.
It just goes, yeah.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I was just sitting there. I actually watched it in bed. It was a weird night where I got home from, I started bowling again. I got home from bowling. And Audrey and the kids had crashed downstairs on the big air mattress. Because Ethan wasn't feeling good, Audrey wasn't feeling good, so they all just crashed. So I went up and I was just laying in my bed. I'm like, all right, I'm in here by myself. And I just pulled out my phone and I watched Prey on my phone. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I wish it was on a bigger screen, but I enjoyed it.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. And it was so good. And the performances are great. And I really am blown away by how... Some of the CG of the animals, not the best, but you know what? After watching Indian films or whatnot, you're like, okay, I get it. It's not. Yeah. It doesn't need to be great.
The bear is passable.
It's passable.
It's not amazing.
Yeah.
But I've also I love RRR, but some of those animals in that stampede, you're like, okay, all right.
Yeah. But it was great. It was great, and I loved it. And so I'm like, you know what? I need to start watching some more of my older movies because, once again, I have this massive library now, and there's some movies that I have not seen in years, quite literally. And so I was planning a Friday movie night with the kids like we like to do or Saturday night movie night. And I just happened to come across a little clip from someone made this thing on YouTube about Andy Serkus and how we wouldn't have had a lot of the greatness with Gollum if it wasn't from that initial audition, which they had the audition tape and all that. And so they showed a scene from, I believe it was War of the Planet of the Apes. So I'm like, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I said to my kids, I'm like, let me show you a trailer. Yeah, I think we want to see it. They loved it. And I'm like, oh, they only get better. But I'm watching it. So last night we watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And once again, some of the CGI, you forget how old that movie is.
Yeah.
It's up there.
I think it's 2011, 2012.
Yeah, we're hitting, we're getting close to the 15, 16 year mark on that. Some of the CGI, not the greatest, especially the younger, the baby. The
baby monkeys have always been trouble.
It definitely gets better as it goes along, as they age. But just watching that movie again, I forgot how great. I know they made a fourth one, but I'm going to call this the Caesar trilogy.
Yes.
The Caesar trilogy is one of the greatest trilogies in the history of cinema.
Well, that's the thing, is that the fourth one is great because
it's awesome.
Because the first three are great. Yeah. Because the first three are so good, the fourth one is good because unlike Homecoming, the way that it trails behind this nostalgia builds the story that they're telling, as opposed to just being built out of the nostalgia. Yes. And so, no, I love the Apes movies. Oh my God, I love the Apes movies.
I was trying to explain to my kids, like, unfortunately, my kids don't learn a lot in school because modern schools suck. But they didn't know what Alzheimer's was. So I'd explain them mainly my son, what Alzheimer's disease was. And watching John Lithgow, man, he was so good.
He's so good.
He's so, like, even Franco wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And Franco's not the best actor.
No, Franco plays himself.
Yeah, but he wasn't bad in this. Yeah. Like, he actually was passable as somebody who was being a serious adult.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's it. He was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude,
he's like everybody in that except for Lithgow. I think Lithgow and Andy Serkus are the two best parts of that movie. Yeah. I think everybody else is very okay. I love Draco Malfoy showing up. He's great in it. That's the best. I love it.
At one point, my daughter's like, wow, he's really bad. I'm like, yes,
he's a really bad... Well, that was at the point where he had been typecast as a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was like, oh, we're just going to get the guy that plays Draco Malfoy to play Draco Malfoy against these monkeys.
But I agree with... My kids are kind of leaning towards he might be worse in this than he was as Draco Malfoy.
He's like an asshole.
He's a really bad person.
He has power and he abuses it. Yeah.
So that made his death just so great.
Yeah.
But no, that whole movie is so fucking good. Well, and I can't wait to watch the next one with them.
What I love about it is that you look at Marvel and you look at DC and you look at the way that they built out their sequels and cinematic universe. I prefer the pacing and style of the Apes movies.
Yes.
Where, like, I remember in the first one being like, when are we going to get to the Planet of the Apes part? Like, barely at the end. Yeah. Like, barely right at the end. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of that movie, is to lay all of the groundwork down. Right down to the monkeypox that wipes out most people. Like, it's everything.
And, like, there were a couple scenes, like, when he first gets sneezed on, I said to the kids, I'm like, you need to remember this moment.
Yeah.
And then when they briefly talk about the lost space mission, you got to remember this moment. Yeah. Like, I interwove those, and then at the end, they understood the disease part and why I told them, but then I had to explain the origin of because they've never heard
the
of
original Planet of the Apes.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, they don't really ever do anything with it, but
they haven't done anything with it yet.
Yes.
And so, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes did well enough that they might make another one. Or they might just come out and dust it off in a few years and be like, let's see if anybody will take this. But
they have to continue it with this space mission.
I think at this point, it's time.
Absolutely.
At this point, 5 is the perfect time to introduce a new non-Charlton Heston.
But they would need to get the right, not Marky Mark actor to play that character.
Yeah, it depends on how old you want. I can think of a few guys that look like they could be astronauts that might be a little on the old side, but like
that is the thing. Is they would have to be in their 30s, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind someone like even like a Tom Hiddleston or something like that. You know,
that'd be pretty good. And then you have the nice duality of him in Kong Skull Island.
Yes.
And then him in Planet of the Apes 5.
I didn't even think about that. That's amazing.
But anyway, I love the Apes movies because of that almost crawling pace in terms of the universe building.
Yes.
It's like watching grass grow in 3 times speed. So it still takes a while, but you do see it progressing as it goes.
I agree.
And so when you get to 2, you're like, oh, I understand why we're starting where we are. And it feels so integrated into the end of the first one, and then the third one just continues to build on all of that.
The third one, that's what got me is I watched a couple YouTube shorts of the interactions between Caesar and Woody Harrelson. And God damn it.
They ended that movie where Woody Harrelson suffers the fall that his family had suffered. Yeah. That was the reason he had been driven to such madness in the first place. And the look he has in his eyes is so like, oh shit. Like this is bigger than how most villains die. Most villains die by like, I'm thinking like Tarzan. You fall out of a tree and you're a shadow of a hanged man on a tree. Or Gaston being thrown from like so many Disney villains fall. This is like he dies, but it's like we see the trauma hit him before he dies. And just watching Woody Harrelson's eyes in that, where he's always had these magnetic eyes where they're either terrifying or stoner. Like, I feel like those are the 2 degrees that Woody Harrelson goes back and forth through. Is like, I didn't really like the Hunger Games, so like I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the best parts of the Hunger Games.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking like Zombieland.
Oh yeah.
And then going back to Planet of the Apes, or like he's kind of in the middle in No Country for Old Men, where he's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, it's. I would say this was his best cinematic acting. I still think True Detective. The season
I always forget that.
Best, like overall acting.
Yeah,
but like if you think about, like you're saying, a lot of his movie roles, he either plays kind of aloof or just kind of the stoner guy, or he does have the tragic, dramatic moment in Zombieland when you realize that you think he's talking about a puppy, but he's talking about a son that died, and that was big. But like this, you're right. Like he had some moments in that movie where he's just like you could see the pain and the hurt and the anger and just resentment towards the apes, and you're like, fuck.
Sidecar note. A neo-noir starring Woody Harrelson and Jeff Bridges in dual roles. So they both play cops who are partners, and they both play stoners. And the 2 people keep getting mistaken for each other throughout the course of the series of events. And so you have these cops who are tracking down these stoners who look exactly like them. And they keep getting confused for each other everywhere they go. I don't know. I just like seeing both these guys. Like we were going to talk about Tron Ares today.
That movie, we know.
Yeah, we watched Tron Ares for the show this week, which we're going to get to in a bit. And just every time Jeff Bridges would be like, "Yeah, man."
Oh God, I love it. Yep, you're like, dude, that's
the dude.
That's Flynn, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, I love the Apes movies.
It's so great, and I look forward to watching the next ones with my son.